5. So I descended from this first circle to the second, which enclosed a smaller space and so much more pain and provokes howling. There Mino stands, grinning horribly, examines the crimes on entrance, judges and sends the guilty down as far as is signaled by his coils. I mean that when the evil-born spirit comes before him, he confesses everything and that knower of sins decides the proper place in hell for it. It makes as many coils with his tail as the circles he will force it to descend. A multitude always stands before him, and go in turn to be judged, speak and hear, and then are whirled downwards. When Mino saw me, passing by the activity of his great office, he said, "O you who comes to the house of pain, take care how you enter, and in whom you trust. Do not let the width of the entrance deceive you." To which my guide replied, "Why do you cry out? Do not obstruct his destined journey, so it is willed. Where what is willed is done, demand no more." Now the mournful notes began to reach me. Now I come where much sorrow hurts me. I came to a place devoid of light that moans like the tempestuous sea where it is buffeted by warring winds, the hellish storm that never strikes. Seas drives the spirits with its force, and whirling and striking, it molests them. When they come to the ruins, there are shouts, moans, and crying where they blaspheme against divine power. I learned that the carnal sinners are condemned to these torments, they who subject their reason to their lust. And as their wings carry the starlings in a vast crowded flock in the cold season, so that wind carries the wicked spirits and leads them here and there and up and down, no hope of rest or even lesser torment comforts them. And as the cranes go, making their sounds, forming a long flight of themselves in the air, so I saw the shadows come, moaning, carried by that war of winds. At which I said, "Master, who are these people who let the black air chastises so?" He replied, "The first of those who wish to know of an empress of many languages, so corrupted by the vice of luxury that she made promiscuity lawful in her code to clear away the guilt she had incurred. She is Semiramis, of whom we read that she succeeded Ninus and was his wife. She held the country that the Sultan rules. The next is Dido, who killed herself for love and broke faith with Zacchaeus' ashes. And then comes licentious Cleopatra. See Helen, for whom so long the mills of war revolved, and see the great Achilles, who fought in the end for love, with love. Of Polyxena, see Paris, Tristan, and he pointed out many more than 1,000 shadows with his finger, naming for me those whom I love, whom love has severed from life. After I heard my teacher name the ancient knights and ladies, pity overcame me, and I was as if dazed. Poet, I would speak willingly to those two who go together and seem so light upon the wind, and he to me. You will see, when they are nearer to us, you can beg them, then, by the love that leads them, and they will come. As soon as the wind brought them to us, I raised my voice. O weary souls, come and talk with us, no one prevents it. As doves, claimed by desire, fly steadily with raised wings through the air to their sweet nest, carried by the will, so the spirits flew from the crowd where Dido is, coming toward us through the malignant air. Such was the power of my affecting call. O gracious and benign living creature that comes to visit us through the dark air. If the universe's king were our friend, we who tainted the earth with blood would beg him to give you peace. Since you take pity on our sad misfortune, while the wind, as now, is silent, we will hear you and speak to you of what you are pleased to listen and talk of. The place where I was born is by the shore, where the river Po runs down to rest in peace with his attendant stream's love, which is caught in the gentle heart, filled him with my fair form, now lost to me, and the nature of that love still afflicts me. Love, which allows no loved one to be excused from loving, sees me so fiercely with desire for him that it will still not leave me, as you can see. Love led us to one death, Cana, and the ninth circle waits for him, who quenched our life. These words carried to us from him. After I heard those troubled spirits, I bowed my head and kept it bowed until the poet said, "What are you thinking?" When I replied, I began, "Oh, alas, what sweet thoughts, what longing brought them to this sorrowful state?" And I turned to them again, and I spoke and said, "Francesca, your torment makes me weep with grief and pity. But tell me, in that time of sweet sighs, how did love allow you to know these dubious desires?" And she to me, "There is no greater pain than to remember happy times and times of misery, and this your teacher knows. But if you have so great a yearning to understand the first root of our love, I will be like one who weeps and tells. We read one day, to our delight, of Lancelot, and how love constrains him. We were alone and without suspicion. Often those words urged us, our eyes to meet and color our cheeks, but it was a single moment that undid us. When we read how that lover kissed the beloved smile, he who will never be separated from me kissed my mouth all trembling. That book was a pandering Galeotto. As is he who wrote it. The day we read no more. While the one spirit spoke, the other wept. So I fainted out of pity, and, as if I were dying, fell as a dead body falls.